Junkie Nation, what's going on? We always bring you the best. We got Brendan Allen joining us here today on Junkie Radio. He faces Marvin Vettori at an upcoming fight night on April 6th. He's got a few months to go. I'm sure camp is underway. How are you, Brendan? Good to have you back.
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Boy, a lot has changed, man. I love seeing the trajectory of fighters that come through Dana White Contender Series. This is a whole new cycle for us. We've done it through the fighters with the Ultimate Fighter, and now Dana White Contender Series is just kind of taken over the world. Do you remember back then? What direction do you think your career would have taken had you not gone through Dana White Contender Series?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I think it could have went a couple different areas, right? If I were to beat Eric Anders when I fought him for the first ever middleweight belt, then I would have just went right into the UFC. If I were to beat Anthony Hernandez, no matter what, I still would have went on Contender Series. So I guess it could have went one of those two ways, but either way, it went how it went. And yeah, I'm still happy with it. I don't think I could have done anything more or less with the opportunities.
All right. Bless you, young lady in the back. So, Brendan, how about this? Now that you've seen a few Ultimate Fighters since you've done Dana White Contender Series, do you think that more exposure comes through Dana White Contender Series than those that have come through the Ultimate Fighters since your tenure started with UFC?
It's a great question. No, I think you definitely get more respect, notice. Okay, I'll give it to you after this. I definitely think you get more notoriety and more respect out of Contender Series now, since Contender Series has come about, especially since we've had champions come out of it, like Sean O'Malley. I don't know, just the Ultimate Fighter just hasn't had as much spotlight as Contender Series since it started. I think back in the day it would have definitely been Ultimate Fighter, but ever since Contender Series comes around, it's just been Contender.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I had thought that before they even booked you and Vittori, you have a 6-fight win streak. You've won 80 your last 9. I thought with everyone kind of being booked, would you have even been interested in being some sort of an alternate in a future title fight? Like, is that something that interests you, or do you like your 3-month camps, your 2-month camps, whatever it is, rather than the short notice stuff?
Yeah, the short notice is really hard for me. It's hard for me to be motivated to cut the weight. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would, but I don't know. It's really not high on my priority list. Like I said, I have to have motivation now to really like fully immerse myself into training. Plus, I like to train for really one guy to, I don't know. I guess just the way that my brain operates and the way it works and how I study and how the camp goes for me, and not just in training, but in every other aspect, diet, mental preparation, homework, and studying tape. It's just hard for me to do so. So I prefer just the one camp at a time. So I think I would let that pass maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. Gold on the line is something really big and really important. So that's really hard to say until it's presented.
The other day, I heard Hanato Moicano say he's not a fan of the 8-pack. Then Chris Curtis was on our show, and he says he loves the 8-packs. 5 rounds, let's do it. He says he'll put on a show. You've obviously are quite familiar with the 8-packs. But are you? Where do you sit with this? Would you have preferred to get the call from the matchmaker that said you're at this numbered pay-per-view, in 3 months? Like, how do you feel about all this?
Ooh. So I think I have the most fights at the Apex. I think I'm pretty sure. If I'm not first, I gotta be second. I gotta be somewhere close. So I can say from experience that, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. I just know the preparation mentally is a lot easier at the Apex just because I've been there so many times. It's easier to mentally prepare and allows me to perform maybe a little bit better just because it's so easy to mentally prepare. So, but I can fight anywhere. I just know that with fans, a lot of fans, it brings a different energy about it than the Apex does. So the Apex is probably for me personally a lot a lot more of a cleaner, level-headed performance just because you don't have the energy that could throw you off. It's just a lot different.
Brendan, this particular run here that you're on, is there one thing that you can point to that you could say this was the factor in my career that allowed you to kind of go on this run?
Definitely working with a sports psychologist has been the biggest thing for me. Um, Immersing myself into that, putting the time and effort into mentally being better, a lot stronger, um, has been something huge for me. So yeah, I think that's the number one thing that I can attribute to the streak that I'm on right now.
Marvin Vettori, it's kind of no secret. We know what he's going to do. He loves to come forward. He loves to bang him out. Is it? I know you're a fighter, and part of you probably loves that, but at the same time, you have your strategy. Is it difficult to kind of weigh those two? Getting wrapped up in the moment, but at the same time, keeping up your end of the bargain, your strategy.
Yeah, that's something that definitely plays a role. I think I'm older and mature now, but there's still that something inside of me that's like, especially if I don't really care for the person, it's like let's just go and see who falls first. Like, um, I'm willing to go out on my shield. I'm just trying to be smarter about it, and yeah, I'm just trying to be smarter about it, and just stay level-headed and show the true me. I don't want to go in there and fight with emotions. The best me is a calm me, one that's having fun, smiling. So I always keep that in the back of my head, and that's what I stay focused on.
This division is popping. Is there any particular request or anything once you get past this fight? What do you think would be next for you?
Honestly, I feel that question is based on my performance. I think if I go out there and finish him and make it look easy, I think I definitely drop my name in the hat for a title shot. Um, but worst case scenario, I think a true number one contender fight is what's after that. So um, I really think it just comes down to me. It's up to me. I think overall this is my fight to go out there and lose. I think I'm better in every single place the fight can go. The guy's tough. He's definitely tough. He can show he can take a beating, and I show I can give one. So um, yeah, I really don't put any emphasis on any of it. I just need to go out there, be me, and see where the cards fall.
Do you care who's champ once you get to that moment?
No, I was hoping it would be Sean to run that back, but I don't mind it being Dickus either. I've been wanting to fight him since he got into the UFC, and he's steady been, flying by, taking the easy fights. And hey, it is what it is. He got the belt off of it. Did he really earn it? Like, is it really his belt? I think that's to each their own. But no matter what, it does not matter who's champ. When it's my turn, I'm gonna do my best to seize that opportunity.
Well, Brendan, he did go through a former champion Whitaker before he got to Strickland, and then he beat Strickland. So, can you clarify why do you think he took the easy road? Maybe, I mean, I don't know. I'd say Whitaker, who I think was like
Right?
12-3 or something like that, and former champ. That's kind of a tough road to go through, no?
Okay. Let me ask you this: did Whitaker look like the normal Whitaker in that fight?
He did not. He did
All
not.
right.
But you could say that maybe it was because of Dricus. He pretty much just came out, guns a blazing. I guess I don't know.
I mean, he was getting beat just in the first minute and a half of that fight, and Whitaker didn't look as bouncy as he normally does. He didn't look as quick off his feet as he normally does. He just literally looked flat-footed and stiff. But it is a win. Hey, it is a win. You're definitely right. That's a great name to have on the resume. Um, can't take the win away. He got that for sure. Um, but up until that point, we can definitely easily, for 1,000% fact, say he had the easy road, and he was losing every single one of those fights until he just got come back and got a finish. Some of them lucky. Marcoles Perez, or whatever his name is, he was losing that fight. He was beating him so easily that he threw a spinning back elbow at the same time that Dickus was throwing a body shot and hit him in the chin. I don't think it gets really any more lucky than that.
No, I understand what you're saying. I remember the Tavares fight. What started it? He was down in that one as well. He was down the first round. The last two were pretty close before I think there was a broken nose.
Yep.
But all right. As far as you're concerned, whoever's there is there. That's fine with you. How much experience did you get? Even though the last fight didn't go 5 rounds, it was scheduled for 5 rounds, which means you did a camp for 5 rounds. So even though it went 3, how much experience did you gain from that? And because I'm sure you expended energy thinking you could go 5 before you got to finish.
I always train to go and go and go. Like I don't know any other way than go 100% when training happens. That's why it's nice for me to take a couple months off in between camps or whatever the case may be, just because when I do train, I don't know any other way than to push myself. I've done 5 rounds before, different stage, but 5 rounds is still 5 rounds. Preparing for 5 rounds, I've done multiple times as well. So was nothing new. Things just change in preparations from 3 to 5. You can be a little bit more lazier on 3, whereas you can't with 5. You add some different running routines in there. You do a couple more rounds, but overall, the push for me is still the same.
Let's close with this. I'm in South America right now. I've been out of the United States for about 6 weeks. I would love nothing than to go back and smash a Chipotle, an In-N-Out burger, a few other things. But I guess our listeners, maybe Ghost can clarify, we're wanting us to ask you about Chipotle. Your thoughts?
I love Chipotle. Chipotle's what I probably have it 2 or 3 times a week, maybe more, just depending on if my kids want that. Usually they want Chick-fil-A, but I try not to feed them fried food all the time or whatever. But
What's your order?
yeah, when I go to Chipotle, I either get a bowl or a wrap, and it's always the same thing for each of them. It's white rice, like beans, double meat, 1 chicken, 1 steak, queso, because the queso is the best. You can't finish it without queso, and then just cheese and lettuce. It's my
Okay.
thing.
No hot sauce.
No, I don't like spicy. Surprisingly, I'm actually a very picky. I'm actually a very picky eater.
I was gonna say because 2 or 3 times a week, if you eat that hot sauce, man, you'd be tearing
No,
up the
no,
bathroom to kill Cliff.
no, I can't do hot, man. I don't know why. I don't like spicy, which is crazy because I'm raised in Louisiana, so it's very crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I get it from my mom being such a picky eater, but I wish I wasn't. It would make the diet and everything else so much easier. But I know,
So a
baby.
big tough dude walks in about 6'2", 200 pounds. You got the look, man. You've been through, you can throw down and all that. Everyone gets out of your way. You put in your order. And then at the very end, when everyone's thinking, oh, he's going to go heavy with that hot sauce, you go, none for me.
Exactly. You can go on and pass that to the next person. I give it to my niece or something if she wants something spicy. Yeah, man. I just can't. I don't know what it is, man. I don't want to be sweat. I don't mind like a little like touch, but I don't want to
Yeah.
be sweating when I'm eating. To me, that's not appetizing.
I don't know what they do there with their hot sauce, but I've had to lay down the fork and knife like you guys lay down the gloves about 2 times at Chipotle because of that hot sauce. But I always come back, man. But let me try and blow your mind here with a strategy, okay?
All right.
George and I have loved Chipotle for a long time, and we've come up with a little strategy that I think might help you. When you say a wrap, you mean like a burrito, right?
Correct.
Okay. When you get your burrito, here's what you do, okay? You start off, they have the rice, right? So
Yes,
you
sir.
give them your rice. Then when they say, what kind of beans do you want? Say no beans, okay? Move on to your
Okay.
meat. When you pick your meat, you said it's steak and chicken, right?
Yeah.
Just say one. Say steak, okay? Then when they put the first scoop down, go, you know what? On second thought, it looks good. Give me double. Because what that does is it forces them to match the first one. If you tell them double at the beginning, they kind of give you like a half and half, because they're afraid to rupture that
Yep.
burrito. So once you get them on that, then you go, on second thought, I'm kind of in the mood for beans today. And you go back to the beans. Because if they fill it with the rice and the beans, there's no room for your meats. And that's how they kind of get you. So you got to do it in that
Wow.
order. And that's how you stuff that burrito. Now, that burrito is going to be big, bro. So I don't know if you can go 2-3 times a week, but you're going to be happy when it's done. Then you add all your fixings at the end.
It's crazy. You just said that about the double portions of the meat. I've never heard that about putting the beans on last. But I swear to you, my girlfriend literally just told me that at the end of last week about the meat, like how to order the double meat, and it forces them to give you more. I was like, wow, that actually is super intelligent. Like I never thought that far into it.
And
But
here's the thing, you can't do it twice. So like if you go with your girl, you're gonna have to be a little bit of a jerk. You gotta go first because she can't pull the same joke afterwards, right? So you gotta make sure you're kind of in the front there.
man, that's a good idea though.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
try it.
because sometimes when
I'll
they
get
do
back to
just
you.
one scoop, they'll do a scoop and then they'll kind of look at you and kind of like, yeah, I'm hooking you up with like a quarter of the next scoop. So that's one. So then when if you order the steak first and the chicken, they got to do the same thing, a scoop and a quarter of to match what you're saying. And then it's unlimited rice and beans. A lot of people don't know this. You can go more beans,
I didn't know.
please, more rice, please, and not feel an ounce of guilt over it. That part supposedly is unlimited. It's the meat where they tell you, okay, but we got to charge you. So
I didn't know
yeah.
that. When me and my boy Tuco will go, he'll be like, can I get double meat, please? They'll give him meat, like whatever their portion is, but like the small ones, like you're talking about, he'll be like, all right, well, in that case, can I just have triple, please? They
Hmm.
never charge him for it, but he's just being so sarcastic with them.
Oh yeah, and that's the last part of everything is you got to have some kind of joke or some kind of compliment between the last person that puts the fixings and the person at the cash register. If you distract them in time, they're always so busy that they'll forget to say the double or whatever, and you just slip through.
Every time. Oh my gosh, every time I get that all the time, but I don't know. Sometimes I try to be on the straight and narrow, and I'm like, nah, I got double. Like they'll ask me, like, did you get chicken? Yeah, I just got chicken. Or yeah, I got chicken and steak, buddy.
Mhm.
You know, one time, I don't know if you remember him, he's retired now, Vinny Magalhaes.
Hmm.
He came into our studio with a stack like this, bro. Like Chipotle free burritos. When it first
Really?
hit the scene like 15 years ago or something like that.
It was a
Um,
shoebox full of them.
Oh, I
yeah,
need to figure out how he got those. I need a little bit of that.
He was
yeah.
sponsored.
And Cain Velasquez has something in his wallet that allows him to go in there and get free for life.
Oh yeah, Keith Lee has that some card. I was trying to get that. I'm
So
not cool
tweet
enough for
about
that.
it, have your followers joke about it. Maybe you'll get on the radar.
I need more followers. That's the problem. But I'm not a social media influencer. Like I don't know. I try a little bit, but in order to be like full into, I didn't realize how much social media is really like a job. Like you really have like to have the proper song, the proper um, actual post. And it's got to be at a certain time, and you want to do this. I don't know. I just don't have time for all that. I got two kids. I fight. I have my own promotion. I try to be with my friends, try to be with family, still try to live a normal life, girlfriend. Like I don't have time for all that. So I feel like at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I need to go out there and fight. I need to win, and as long as I'm winning, everything does itself. So
Then
I
just
didn't realize
remember
how hard it
this.
is.
Just remember this. If you get mic time after your fight, just say, hey, whatever it is you say, take me through the win, the sequence of the win. I'm not predicting you're winning or nothing. I'm just saying, whoever wins at Vettori, if it's you, just say,
It's me.
I'll tell you what, Chipotle, man, they fuel me and they're going to fuel me all the way to the title. Something catchy like that. And bro, you're on their radar. So
Mhm.
tell
I
one of your
used one of
corners,
my post fights.
huh?
I used one of my post fights. I shouted out Chipotle, but then I found out from inside sources that they don't like. They're not really into fighting, which is why like one of the reasons they've never signed like a deal with like UFC or anything like that.
Hmm.
Because their like the head people don't like fighting.
Oh,
Kind of like
okay.
Red Bull.
Well, how long
Yeah,
ago did you hear that? Because they change companies change leadership all the time, right?
yeah. I don't know. What are we in January? So probably October-ish.
I heard that about Red Bull, I think.
Yeah.
Red Bull's not a fan of the combat sports or something like that. I don't know. That was a while back. Like I say, there's always new leadership. You never know. The next person that comes in says, "Are you kidding me? I love MMA or
Yeah,
whatever."
time to hit a new market,
And
but it's okay because we're Team Monster anyway. We don't like Red Bull.
Mhm.
thanks for the time, man. We'll let you get back to being a dad. We really appreciate it. Good luck with your camp. It should be a great fight between you and Vettori. This is some high stakes here, right? I think the winner can see a title shot sometime in 2024.
Thank you guys for the time as well. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. I'm hoping to just go out there and run away with it. That's kind of the goal, and nothing short of that is acceptable in my eyes. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the cards fall, and I'll see you on April 6th.
All right, take care. See you, Brendan.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.